Known as the Ant-Man, played football in high school, lost the closest person in his life at the age of 14, and still became the #1 pick by Minnesota? Hold tight, because today we've brought you the story of Anthony Edwards. When little Anthony was just 3, his father gave him the nickname Ant-Man because he was a Paul Rudd fan. Ha! I'm just kidding. Even though Anthony had a very small stature, growing up, he was always that tough kid who was out on the football field, making tackles and touchdowns like crazy. He played youth football for the Atlanta Vikings, and by the age of 10, he became one of the best Pop Warner running backs in the country. Damn! But at a time when legends like Kobe and Prime LeBron were making it to the headlines every night, ruling the NBA, for a young kid like Anthony, it was really tough to stay away from basketball. But it all got real one day when he got to the gym and saw his brother balling like crazy. He was impressed, and it was at this time he knew basketball was his future. But see, Edwards' life wasn't easy at all. It was a bumpy road. He was only 14 when he went through extreme grief after losing his mother and grandmother in the span of just 8 months. He was then moved with his elder siblings where he then grew up. This was just too much for a little kid. But during this tough time, Anthony's passion for basketball didn't go away. He joined his high school team as a 4-star recruit and soon rose to become the #1 recruit in the top 247 rankings by 247 Sports. My man was rated a 5-star recruit, a top 5 player, and the top shooting guard in the 2019 class, and starred in the McDonald's All-American Game and the Jordan Brand Classic in the same year. He then scored 24 points in his debut for the Georgia Bulldogs, the most by any Georgia debutant since Dominique Williams. He was phenomenal, and Georgia loved every bit of him. He went on to score 37 points on more than one occasion and averaged 19.1 points, 5.2 rebounds, and 2.8 assists per game, becoming the top scorer on his team and among freshmen nationally. This achievement earned him the honor of Southeastern Conference Player of the Year. If this wasn't enough, Anthony was one of the 5 finalists for the Jerry West Award, and by the start of 2020, he declared for the NBA draft as one of the most hyped prospects in his class. And if you want us to be one of the most hyped channels on YouTube, don't forget to dunk on that subscribe button. Also, turn on notifications to know whenever we drop more NBA content. The Minnesota Timberwolves saw the spark in him and chose him as their #1 pick in the 2020 NBA draft. As eager as he was to make a debut, the season was delayed due to the pandemic. Even then, his first season was as great as expected. Edwards scored 42 points against the Suns, becoming the 3rd youngest player to score 40-plus points in league history, and making it to the NBA All-Rookie team. It was a great rookie campaign, as Anthony averaged 19.3 points, 4.7 rebounds, and 2.9 assists per game, ending up 2nd, right next to LaMelo Ball in the Rookie of the Year race. Damn, this was close. His first season was a blockbuster, but he worked hard in the summer and came back even stronger in the 2021-22 season. My man took off by scoring 48 points against the Warriors and soon made history as he became the first NBA player to record a stat line of at least 40 points, 9 rebounds, 3 blocks, and 3 steals in a single game without any assists. Ha ha! He was not swinging the rock. Guys, you see, there are some players who choke in the playoffs, but Anthony was like King James, good in the regular season, but goated in the playoffs. In the regular season, he was averaging 21.3 points, 4.8 rebounds, and 3.8 assists a game, whereas in the playoffs, this average jumped to 25 points per game. Damn! But that's just the start of his story. In the 2022-23 season, he was brilliant. It was the year Edwards won his first NBA All-Star nomination, as he averaged an insane 24.6 points per game playing for a very mediocre team. This performance was good enough to land him a 5-year, $260 million max rookie contract extension. Damn, dude just became a millionaire at the age of 22. He also joined Kobe Bryant, becoming the player with second most 30-point NBA playoff games before turning 22. Doing spectacular things in the NBA earned him a call from the national team. And man, Anthony was USA Basketball's most assertive player over the first 2 days of training camp. Steve Kerr called Anthony the guy. But at one point, Steve wanted Anthony coming off the bench, but this young killer was not ready to hear that. I mean, when you are the best of the best, why make a compromise? Since then, the 22-year-old has averaged 19.2 points on 51%, shooting from the field in 5 warm-up games for the U.S. But his display against Germany was the best, scoring 34 points. Edwards even got a major compliment from Eric Spoelstra, who said Anthony Edwards is like Dwayne Wade. Now, this is quite an achievement. He is in contention to be the best player in the league one day. He's 6'4", but built like a running back. He's also got a 6'10" wingspan, and most importantly, he's an athletic freak even by NBA standards. He also definitely has the potential to be an all-defense guard if he puts it all together and makes the necessary effort. That's the reason he has so much more room to improve, and he seems to have the ability to do both. He has all the tools to be a great NBA player, and he's quick enough to be able to force a double team. He's confident, he's cocky, he's fast, and extremely athletic. I mean, bro has that dog in him, and you just might see him lifting an MVP trophy real soon. Well, this is it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to dunk on that subscribe button. Until next time, take care.